love our sponsors like the San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership. And if you would like to sponsor the show, we will promote you on the show. And now for the Morning Buzz. We're going to talk a little bit about Secretary Clinton and how Obama is defending the email issue, right?
The big email scandal. It's a big one. It's a big one. The FBI is investigating and everything. LA Progressive's Dick Price is joining us now to talk more about this issue in the Morning Buzz. Thanks for being with us. So this scandal is just... it doesn't seem to really be gaining traction. I think it did for a while, and then it's just kind of died down and gotten quiet. Like, I haven't heard anything about it in the news recently until Obama came out and was like, "Oh, it's no big deal."
Right.
It's a big deal.
That concerned a lot of people. He did say that the White House wouldn't influence the investigation by the FBI and the Department of Justice, but then he said, in his opinion, nothing she did was involved any state secrets, was any big deal. So,
and he said that with a straight face.
By saying that, I mean, he's the big boss. He's the most powerful person in the world, and he's saying that to James Comey and Attorney General Lynch, well, they're going to hear it.
Right.
So.
Well, that was the whole purpose of him standing up there and saying that was, I think, making it clear because he says that they're not supposed to, he's not supposed to interfere with their investigations and things like that. And so, but by standing up and giving a press conference, he clearly is, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in this heated season, I mean, we're reading a lot into it. It was just a small segment of something he said, but everybody wants to make a big deal out of everything in this battle between Bernie and Hillary.
You don't think the email scandal is a big deal? Because
I think this. So I did some reading for this show. So even if they come to a conclusion, the only time that the Department of Justice brings charges in these cases is when it's really egregious. Like an FBI agent had an affair with a Chinese agent and brought home secret files. That person was prosecuted. A Boeing engineer brought home 2,000 pages of secret documents and took them to Israel. That person is prosecuted. The fact that she was having an email server in her home was stupid, was politically dumb, was dangerous because the foreign governments hacked into it. But it wasn't criminal.
We know what some of the results were too in Benghazi, and I think if you can quarterback this whole thing and look at what the outcome was, it was horrific. And whether those things really assisted in killing someone or not is, I'm not sure, and we will probably never know as American citizens.
Right.
Only the higher ups will.
But then the other piece to it, though, is the political piece. I mean, this whole thing that Hillary can't shake this discussion, so it feeds into the narrative that she's not trustworthy, that she's devious, that she's involved in scandal going back through years, and so now a majority of American voters don't think she's trustworthy. Well, how are we going to have a president be elected that nobody trusts?
Well,
fortunately, nobody trusts Donald Trump either. So what that'll mean is most people will stay home from the polls. And that'll be disastrous for democracy, I'd say.
Dick, I got to go back to a point that you made earlier about Hillary Clinton and those emails. I'm sorry, but I just can't see it that way because, first of all, the server was in the bathroom of a mom and pop shop in Denver. It wasn't in her home.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is, but why? I want to know why was the server there? And so she was not using State Department computers, and there's stories out there about how the technology department, of the federal government was really on her case, even about using like her own personal cell phone, her BlackBerry as well. And so she specifically, it was conscious decision, right, to do correspondence not using government computers. But she was getting government information, and there's documentation, pages of documentation, that emails that she received on those were classified. There were classified documents on there. And you yourself said that foreign governments hacked into her emails. How can that not be criminal? If you or I did it, we would be under the jail right now.
Well, sure. It's supposed that foreign governments hacked into it.
It's not supposed.
No, I
there
don't.
Are, there are
Well,
very...
let me finish. So the reason she did it, she applied to have an encrypted BlackBerry so she could access personal email in the State Department, and she was denied.
Right.
So as a technically unsophisticated person, she said, well, I'll just have my email server at home. It was politically
No
dumb.
way.
But
I can't believe that it was like that. I can't believe it was that simple.
My point was that she didn't do that to spy on the United States. It was dumb, and she's paying a price for it. My point is, I don't
so that she
I don't
could
think
have
she,
correspondence that the American public did not have access to. Because supposedly, with the federal government, we can file Freedom of Information Acts that allow us to have access to whatever the government, you know, is talking to each other about. And if that's the case, how can a FOIA Act be enacted upon an email that is somebody's personal email from their own personal server? You cannot tell me.
She's been in the White House for so many
she
years
did not do
too. I
this
mean,
on
she's not a
purpose.
newbie. She's not a newbie.
To skirt the scrutiny of her emails.
I have no doubt about that.
Okay.
But that isn't a crime in the same sense as the FBI agent sending files
Not
to
in the
China.
same sense, but
well,
if
that's
you or
all,
I
that's
did
all
it,
I
we'd
meant.
be in
That's all I
trouble.
meant. And now, well, you and I. But if you and I were Hillary, we wouldn't be in trouble.
We wouldn't have a server in the bathroom of a mom and pop
That's
shop in
true.
Denver.
Thanks a lot for being on with us today,
Okay.
Dick. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
And
We'll talk to you guys
Yeah.
more. Thank you. And your wife was on recently.
Yeah,
we really
last week.
appreciate it.
Right.
And we did want to talk about Bernie, so we'll have to bring you guys on another time to talk more about him. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, coming up, that's me.
If you're down in the dumps, we have to
that's right.
pay attention
Yeah,
to
if you're
the
trying to
expert
buy
advice.
a house. Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to buy a house, you really have to have good credit these days.
Right.
And but if your credit score is very low, you need to listen up to Celestia, who's coming up next.
Next.